to. We never really made it like, so it's been a dream of mine to always host a regional, and I'm super excited and get this started.
Yeah, this is the first for me also. So this is really cool. It's always nice to play here in front of our fans. They're great, and I just love playing here.
This is the first time we've gotten to talk to you both since the SEC awards came out. You both got a pretty cool accomplishment there. Will you talk about what it meant to see your name, where you did?
I was kind of surprised. I didn't really know kind of how it really worked, so I didn't know if they were picking like one per position or info about who it was. Because I knew that there were other like big hitters at first base, so I didn't really know what I was up against. So I wasn't like too focused on that because and so when my mom told me, I thought that was really cool, and I was really proud. And then I thought all defensive team was really cool too, because like no one really thinks about that part of the game. Yeah.
For me, um, yeah, my parents told me as soon as I walked up to them after our game, I was like, oh my gosh, really? Because there's so many great pitchers in the SEC, and I just did not expect that. And it just shows that how much hard work I put in and how hard I've worked to get that. So
Both of you were transfers this year. Bree, what does it meant to, have this season with Morgan and kind of, I'm sure y'all have grown a lot along the way.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love playing first base. When she's pitching, we have like our little things between us. Like if either one of us is struggling, we'll pick each other up. We're pretty good at that. But yeah, transfer wise, I just think that both of us have done a good job of kind of getting comfortable playing in with this team and kind of just doing our thing and not too much pressure on ourselves. And I feel like we always have each other's back.
And then what's it been like playing with Bree?
it's been really great. I love watching her play, and when she hits too. Every time she does something great, I'm her happy woman. I love seeing her compete. She's very competitive, and I even facing her in practice, she's very competitive, and I love that challenge for me. So it's great working with her.
What's it been like since the end of the SEC tournament now getting ready for this for y'all? And I think, having finals and stuff behind you.
It's so nice to just be just a softball player. I know it's given me like an opportunity to breathe and kind of get the other parts of my life in order. As for softball, we just not trying to get too big, not trying to look past what's in front of us, just focusing on what we know we need to work on and not taking our loss in the tournament too hard with us, just learning from what we did wrong and taking the valuable lessons from it.
Yeah, I can say the same way. We've always, throughout the whole season, we've always been responding to the games in the past, and it's been very nice not having school anymore and just focusing on being softball players.
What do y'all think about the teams that are coming here?
I think we're ready for them. We just had a great practice, and we know two of the teams because we faced them early in the year. And well, we're different now, and they're probably different as well. But we prepare for them, and I feel like we're ready.
Yeah, I mean, they're all here for a reason. They all make coaches for a reason. So, no one team is, we're going to be able to look past like that. We have to take everyone seriously because we all know anything can happen in the postseason.
Speaking on the two that you did face already, SEMO and Arizona, just what do you remember about them?
Really, just for me, it's the pitching. I also remember that Arizona had a lot of lefties in their lineup because it was me and Kylie were just like stressed out the whole game because everything was coming to us. But yeah, the pitchers, I remember SEMO, a lot of off speed stuff, and then I remember the upspin pitchers from Arizona pretty well. So
Yeah, I never faced Arizona, but I know most of their hitters because they're from Arizona. I'm from Arizona. There's a lot of lefties in their lineup, and female. I just remember that I have to make sure I keep my ball down because there was a game where I had it elevated and they were hitting off me. So my approach is just to get my drop ball moving and keep it low in the zone.
Yeah. Two, I don't know about that.
Yeah, just what's it been like to see it all come back together again with all the, I mean, the backdrop and everything, just getting to host again.
It's a very exciting backdrop. We walked in and like, oh, they jazzed it up a little bit. It's just always exciting to be in postseason. And it's on another level when you get to host. So getting some extra games in Bogle, getting to play in front of our fans, getting to stay home and prepare. It's exciting. So we've it's felt like the longest week ever. I don't know. It's just felt like a really long week waiting. So we're just thrilled that tomorrow we finally get to play again.
You said that after the SEC tournament, the team had some really productive talks. Could you just go more maybe in detail, kind of what those talks were about?
It kind of varied for the individual, but it was just incredibly productive of just kind of where we are, what we've been through, and what we're looking at. And I think that everything happens for a reason. So when you look at our Mizzou game, the situation between, having to play half of it one night or more than half and then coming in and finishing it the next morning, I've actually never been in that situation before, even though we've dealt with so much weather. But in that sixth inning, we were probably like 5 inches away from a grand slam off Ken's at bat. And if that game goes differently, we maybe don't have those conversations, and we needed to have them. And so it, kind of just led to, I think all of us just taking a breath, and knowing that what we had done throughout the course of the year was meant to happen, the highs, the lows, and no matter what, moving forward, we took the lessons and everything else didn't matter. And so, there was just different depths of that conversation, but I just think it was really productive for us moving forward.
You have a lot of upperclassmen on the team, a lot of seniors. Just this time of year, what's the value, in having, your Hannah Gammels?
Oh, there's a lot of value. I mean, I think experience goes a long way. Having been there and done that and felt the highs and felt the heartbreak and all of those things, I think only get you more prepared for the next time you get to face it. And so I think that it prepares them. I think they're ready. I think it's fun hearing Morgan's perspective, in her grad year, and it's her first experience, and just wanting to see the name on the selection show night and getting to host, and Bree getting to host for the first time. Even though there are veterans, they're still new to that. So there's different levels of excitement, but we're all, really looking forward to playing Fayetteville tomorrow night.
You talked about all SEC selections that y'all had this year, and just what's that like whenever you see that many players get awarded for their work?
Well, it's exciting. I know I was listening to them talk about how they found out. They announced it when we were playing in the second part of our game. And so for us, we don't even really get that excitement of feeling that with your team for the first time. But it's fun to celebrate individual accomplishments, and we celebrate those a ton because they're a reflection of what we do as a team. And so when we had that many players honored, one, they put together really great work in the SEC, but it also is a reflection of what we did as a team. And so we celebrated as a whole. It's pretty exciting.
Can you talk some about SEMO? I know it's been a minute, it feels like a long time ago since you saw them. It was only a few months ago, but just what you see from them, maybe that changed since the last time you saw them.
Well, I think they're in a completely different spot than they were when we played them before. It was a few months ago, so it doesn't feel like that long ago, but it was also a lifetime ago. And I feel like we're a different team, and I feel like they're a different team. Watching video and just kind of seeing where they've been, they won their conference championship, and they're playing really well right now. And so what I remember is their batters take ups. They have a lot of lefties. They have a lot of lefties. They punished our misses. And they have pitchers that keep you off balance with a lot of mixed speeds. So we know it's going to be a big battle. When you get to the postseason, you everybody's fighting for their lives. And everyone's at a different level of how they got there. They won their conference championship. We went through the grind of the SEC. And so we both are gonna be ready and prepared, and we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, talking with Mark earlier, he said that he was just excited to get to come here because there's a relationship there. They've come here before and they know the ballpark and, just what's that relationship been like with y'all and SEMO? It seems like y'all get together pretty often.
Yeah, well, it's a good working relationship. I really like Mark a ton. He's really, just one of the good guys in the sport, so he's good to work with. He coaches his team the right way. His team's always really well prepared. And there is that familiarity for them because they play in our tournaments quite a bit. But you know, when you face SEMO, you're getting high class, highly prepared. They play the game the right way. They play hard. And so you know you're getting that with Mark's teams.
We talk about just kind of like the different paths that your team took to get here, SEMO took to get here. Obviously, they're really hot right now. You guys kind of had a bit of a break. Do you think that can play into your advantage as a team, having some time to kind of just reset, regroup, and get ready for this first game?
I think it can play to your advantage, and it could not. You know, I think that's still left to be seen. You know, I think that we got some rest. I think we had some really purposeful conversations and really purposeful practices. And so it's nice to get to have that. And then you look at a SEMO who's coming off of a conference championship, and so you don't know. You don't know what's going to play to your advantage when you get to this point. All I know is that we've learned a lot along the way. We've grown a ton. We're battle tested, and we're ready for it. And so we're going to put everything out there. Hopefully it goes our way. If it doesn't, we're going to know that we put everything out there.
And then just any key areas you guys worked on of the game as a team this week leading up to this first meeting?
Well, I think that's kind of the beauty of going into the postseason is there's not just one thing you can focus on. It kind of takes you back to your non-conference part of the season when you're preparing for 3 teams and anything can happen and they're going to throw everything at you. And so we looked at different defensive sets and offensive sets that the other teams run. We looked at pitching, but we are focused on SEMO. So we know different things that they've changed in offensive strategy since we played them before. And so we put some of those things into practice. And so
Thanks, guys.
thank you.